Rhythm games tend to be a guilty pleasure for a lot of people who play them. Nothing's more satisfying and addicting than listening to catchy songs while reacting to the beat and keeping the rhythm of the song. However, hybrid rhythm games have been making their mark on gaming in the past few years. With FPS games like BPM and Metal Hellsinger, fighting games like God of Rock, roguelites like Crypt of the Necrodancer, and even hack-and-slash beat-em-ups like Hi-Fi Rush, the designated genre of games mixed in with rhythm-based mechanics gives them a unique and fun twist to them. The same case being the subject of today's video, Dead as Disco. Welcome everyone, my name is Shane, also known as Wonder Subset of Nevermore Niche, and today we'll be beating up some bad guys in Dead as Disco, an action rhythm game in the works by Brainjar Games. While the game is still currently being developed, the demo for the game is available on PC via Steam, which was released during the Steam Next Fest. I will be using my Xbox controller while showcasing the game for this video. Players will take the role of Charlie Disco, former drummer of the titular band Dead as Disco, as he returns from the dead to exact revenge on his former bandmates known as the Idols. Throughout the game, Charlie will fight against various henchmen working under the Idols through a combat system that is similar to that of the Batman Arkham games, with there being a standard attack, a counter to enemy attacks, being able to evade attacks, a button used to finish off a weakened enemy, and pushing the counter and finisher buttons at the same time to perform an instant takedown if available. With the game also having rhythm mechanics, the music and the rhythm also plays a key factor to the combat, as every combat action can be done to the beat of the song. While you can repeatedly perform these actions without hitting the button on beat and still dish out some damage, you are more rewarded for doing them to the beat, and your actions are also enhanced at the beat of the song while also providing visual flares on Charlie. For example, when you use your standard attack on beat, the attack damage increases. You can also hold the attack button to perform a powerful roundhouse attack to knock back enemies, and it can also destroy shields wielded by larger enemies. And when you spin the movement analog stick while holding the attack button then release, you can do this breakdancing move, which really reminds me of a move that Bayonetta can perform. This move can provide crowd control and launch enemies in the air. When you counter an enemy's attack as they are attacking, you can knock them back with an animation that also performs to the rhythm, but if you counter at the last second, you'll instantly take out the enemy attacking you. And sometimes you'll have moments where you can perform a unique counter attack like this. If you evade an enemy's attack, especially those whose attacks can't be countered, you will be able to avoid their attack, but evading at the last moment and attacking will allow Charlie to perform a flashy counterattack that can weaken the enemy and be able to finish them off. On the top left corner of the screen along with your health is your fever meter. By holding the right trigger and the attack button, you can perform Fever Rush, where with the use of Charlie's drumsticks can deliver a flurry of attacks to an enemy and can snap between multiple enemies when pointing at their direction. When an opponent is dazed, you can perform a finisher on them by pushing the corresponding button and put them down for the count. The instant takedowns can have you take down enemies regardless of how much health they have, but they are limited to takedown tokens, which you can find underneath the health and Fever Rush meters. You can earn tokens from landing enough strikes on enemies. By combining all of these combat mechanics in addition to the rhythm of the song playing in the background, you can build up your combo from beating up bad guys throughout the game in style. The familiar combat mechanics along with the rhythm mechanics provide a unique and fun experience and can perform really cool moves such as this instance. While the combat controls are for the most part responsive and fine-tuned, there are some mechanical hiccups involved that, while not serious, can disrupt the flow of combat and in turn reset your combo. One instance is that there have been times where whenever I would perform the finisher move, I would also hit the counter button at the same time due to thinking I would be attacked, and the counter move registered afterwards, causing my combo to be reset. Another instance was where I would perform the instant takedown. It would only register the counter move and once again reset my combo. However, this happened to me on only 2 occasions and is usually very uncommon, so it's most likely either a small bug, or I could have mistakenly pressed the counter button first while trying to push both buttons. Other than those 2 issues, the controls feel fantastic. Now, the demo available on Steam has 3 modes available: Dive Bar, Hemlock, and Infinite Disco. Dive Bar only shows a preview of content that is to come later in the full release, such as unlockable combat moves and styles, character customization, and customizing your dive bar. Hemlock has you play a demo in the story where Charlie fights against Hemlock's henchmen in 3 stages of a subway station with a cover of Maniac performed by Death Tribe Records. Here you can fight off guys on the subway platform, then afterwards you will be fighting them on the tracks where trains will be passing by, causing damage to anyone that gets hit. So you can knock some dudes into the trains, causing environmental damage. Finally, you're in one of the trains set to a 2-dimensional side-scrolling camera fighting guys in each train car until the end of the song, where Hemlock appears on top of one of the cars and destroys the car Charlie is in, and the demo ends here after that. Finally, we have Infinite Disco, where you can really get the feel for the game's combat. Infinite Disco has you fight against an endless spawn of enemies divided in rounds with a selection of preset copyright-free songs picked by the developers for the demo, with more songs to come in the future. You can choose to play until the song ends, or you can toggle infinite mode on where the song can loop and you can infinitely fight enemies until you either get bored and quit or get a game over. Some of these songs are really fun to fight to. Just Dance by Bad Computer has a really funky feel to it that will make you bob your head while taking down dudes. Kitsu no Uta feels like I'm in the climax fight of an anime series where the opening plays in the background. And Mensch Maschine goes really hard with the motivation to fight bad dudes with German lyrics giving the feel of a Rammstein song. Then we have what is considered to be the biggest selling point for Deada's Disco, the capability to import your own choice of songs into the game. By selecting and importing the MP3 file of your song, you can fight to any song you choose, and I mean any song. Country music, lo-fi tunes, video game music, hip-hop, classical music, you name it. Because who doesn't want to beat up guys to Frank Sinatra, or breakdance to Black Eyed Peas beating up dudes around you? I, for one, love to fight to the beat of some of my favorite anime opening and ending songs, in addition to the tracks of some of my favorite games like Hi-Fi Rush, Devil May Cry 5, Metal Gear Rising, the Mjolnir mix from Halo 2, and so much more. I will also say, the soundtrack from K-pop Demon Hunters has recently become one of my favorite soundtracks to play this game to. However, content creators should be wary of potential DMCAs with this feature, something that the developers have also provided caution to those who play the game. And it's very simple to do. First, you just click on the Import Song button on the song list menu, then go to Music or wherever you keep the MP3 file of your song, then select the song you want to import. I'm going to pick California Girls by Katy Perry. Then you just need to set the beats per minute, which you can either look up, or you can calibrate the BPM yourself by hitting the button at the beat of the song. Then you need to adjust the lag MS, or latency in this case, which also helps you to properly time the attack at the beat of the song. This is the tricky part because sometimes the latency will not always come out the way you want it to at first, so you will sometimes need to go back and forth with adjusting the latency until it is properly set, but this is usually an easy fix. Just keep increasing or lowering the number for the latency until you get it right. Now that I have everything set up, I can listen to Katy Perry while fighting bad guys, which I unfortunately can't play because of copyright. But if you want to upload your own song and fight to the beat, then go for it. On Thursday, July 31st, the devs updated the demo, adding additional features for the game. For one thing, the Hemlock level saw a lot of changes. The level was given a huge visual upgrade, with the level being given more vibrant colors and better shading, new textures, and even new designs of the overall level. The enemy NPCs have also been given updated looks and have different designs as well. My personal additional favorite addition to this mode are the cutout silhouettes of the crowd cheering you on. If there's one thing I'm sure Charlie loves, it's having an audience. Speaking of Charlie, he was also given updated animations such as his breakdance move providing more hits, and even has new counter animations. Sometimes he will even delay his counter attacks to be more on beat with the music. And this could just be me, but Charlie's character model looks like he moves more fluidly in this update. Even his drumsticks look like actual drumsticks now. Unfortunately, you still can't fight Hemlock like you could in the recent playtest from July 18th to July 21st, which I unfortunately didn't partake in. Oh well, maybe in the next update I hope. This version also includes an updated radio edit of Maniac, which sounds really cool. That's not the only thing, they've also added some new user interface improvements such as adding a health bar over enemies who can have their health refilled if left alone for a certain amount of time. They added a targeting icon so you know which enemy you're facing, and the sync indicators also look a lot clearer too. And this is probably one of the best additions to the UI, off-screen indicators of enemy attacks. Previously, if an enemy was off-screen, you couldn't tell where they were coming from, so it was difficult to anticipate their attacks. Especially these mannequin dolls that shoot a laser at you, which in my opinion are really annoying. But the indicator now makes them more tolerable. They also added a new enemy, this android-type character that self-destructs after it gets stunned, so unless you finish it off, best steer clear of it. Infinite Disco also got some updates as well. To start off, there are 3 new songs added to the selection list. You've got the punk version of Maniac, which goes harder than before, Killa Music, which makes me tap my foot while playing, and Nico Nico Let's Go, which, you know what, I'll just let you hear it for yourself. Now, additional music wasn't the only thing Infinite Disco got. Now you can make your own playlists where you can build your own song sets and even shuffle your playlist. So you can have a long battle based on your custom selection of music. Then we have possibly my favorite addition to this update, more options for stages. As of right now, we were given 3 additional stages, each of them having alternate colors and designs. We still have the classic disco stage, but now we also have this alternate retro look, which I really like. Then there's Bubble Pop with the pink and yellow color schemes. By the looks of it, this stage is supposed to be based off of Rhythm Divine, a song by one of the upcoming idols, Aurora. Then we have my favorite stage so far, Astral Waters, with a day and night theme for it, with the night theme being so aesthetically pleasing it's the perfect stage to beat up guys to lo-fi music. Finally, there's probably the greatest and funniest stage added to the demo, the green screen stage. With the use of your editing software, you can add whatever pictures or videos in the background via the chroma key. Here I can use an old picture of my cat as a stage background. Infinite Disco also includes a new unique feature that helps make the gameplay dynamic, where the stages can randomly change during gameplay depending on what features you have active. You can have the stage change after a certain number of rounds. For example, if you go through 5 rounds in a match, the stage will automatically change at random. You can also change the stage at any time during gameplay by pushing the designated hotkey, in this case being the right analog stick. I really love doing this at the last hit of each finisher. Lastly, there is a feature that can change the stage after performing a takedown, which personally is my favorite way just because it fits with the transitioning of the next stage. These recent new additions to the demo continue to offer variety in the game, not just with the new songs, but new stages to fight against enemies, plus with features like custom playlists with the option to shuffle allows countless opportunities for extended playtime. And I can't wait for more content to arrive, especially the upcoming co-op mode, which that looks like it will be a lot of fun. Deada's Disco takes a familiar combat system with a rhythmic twist, allowing players to fight to catchy songs whether in-game or their own. And with more content being made for the full release, it has has become an anticipated title in the indie scene, especially with its soundtrack and unique character designs. Once again, if you wish to try the demo for Deada's Disco yourself, it is currently available on Steam at the time of this video, which I would highly suggest trying out. Be sure to also follow the developer's social media pages in addition to joining their Discord for future updates on the game. This is a title I surely cannot wait for. Thank you for watching the video. I am Shane, also known as Wonder Subset. Have a good day.